So now we get to how to use it. Vision boards. How many people have heard of vision boards? How many actually have made some, made one or more? Cool. So you can do vision boards handmade. You can buy a poster board. You can use magazines for cutouts. People cut out letters or words so that they can put concepts on their vision boards. And pictures from the net are really cool because you can get a picture of just about anything you can dream of off the internet. As long as you're not using it commercially, you can put it on your vision board. I used to use Photoshop as well, or other photo editing software. You can just make a page and just import images onto it and create a page that you can then print out and have by your desk. The Send Out Cards program, which Jeannie mentioned, I also have a Send Out Cards account, and it's really cool. They added a photo store. Now you can make posters, canvas prints. You can go in there and make your own vision board. They'll print it off on really cool paper and send it to you. It's really another great way. And some people will take one of the Send Out cards and they'll design like a 3-panel card with all the aspects of their vision board, and then they mail it to themselves. It's kind of like a note from the universe saying, this is what I really want. So that's kind of cool. So here comes the snafu in this, because here comes the part that can be really hard. You have to vision this daily. And the reason is that the RIS has your whole lifetime of all this stuff. Sometimes it's garbage, sometimes it's good, and there's lots of it. So if you think that thinking of your vision just one time is going to make a difference and change the program, it will a little bit. And if you really, 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 really want what you have on your vision board or in your vision, I'd recommend you do it more often. So 15 minutes a day is a lot, but repeat, repeat, repeat. Now I like to think about making improvements in small little steps, because I know that if I said to myself, all right, from now on, I am going to create my vision in my head all the time. I'm going to repeat it every day for 15 minutes every day. I'd do it for maybe 3 or 4 days, and then guess what? Something would get in the way, and then a week from now I wouldn't do it at all. So I came up with this 5% concept. So if you take 15 minutes times 7 days in a week, you come up to 105 minutes. So, I mean, this is my science, my math part coming out. So that's almost 2 hours a week. If you just take 5% of that, that works out to about 5 minutes. And if you say, this week, I'm going to do it for 5 minutes. Does that sound easy? Can you do something new for 5 minutes? Probably. And then in the second week, you add another 5 minutes. In the third week, you add another 5 minutes. In 5 months, you'll be up to 15 minutes every day. And it'll have happened in short, easy, little steps so that you naturally can change your routine and your habits and your lifestyle so that it fits. And instead of having 15 minutes 7 times a day, you have 5 minutes a week. And it's really easy to do. The ultimate thing is you want to spend more time thinking about your vision and what it is that you'd like to create in your life. Spend more time on that than you do on your what I call your current reality. So most of the time we're thinking about what I have to do, and this is my life right now, and I have to go do this, and I have to go do that. And we're rarely thinking about that bigger picture, that vision picture far away. And that's why sometimes we don't get it. So here's an example. This one on the screen right now, looks a little weird up there. It looks a lot better on the screen. Is one that I did in Send Out Cards, and I just kind of snipped the pictures so that I could show you what I did. And then this is one that I have done in Photoshop, so a little bit different. So I use things like checks made out to me. Some people will take bank statements and they'll modify the amount on a bank statement or a profit and loss statement, a monthly or a yearly, and just shrink that down and put that on your vision board. There's all kinds of creative ways, words, phrases. You'll see some of those on the left. I've included some phrases and some affirmations and things like that. What's it? Yes, I do want to go to Italy. I'd like to live in Italy. That's my ultimate vision, one part of it. So powerful visions bring results. But how do we make a vision be powerful? Repetition is one. That's why 15 minutes a day is really important. It's kind of like a recipe for making your vision be successful. Another way to increase its power is with something called mind movies. How many people know what mind movies are? Oh, yeah, not very many people. So imagine that you sit yourself down. This is a lot of imagining. So you sit yourself down in a movie theater and close your eyes, and on the screen you see aspects of your vision going by as though it was a movie. So that life that you wrote down in 2015, you could, in the movie, in your mind, you could watch yourself live that life. So creating mind movies, because the subconscious and actually the RAS, it's been shown that it can't tell the difference between a real event and a really creative, powerful visioning of that event. They've proven that over and over again with athletes and with basketball players. They had three groups, just real quick, 3 groups of basketball players. One group actually sat there and practiced, or stood there and practiced free throws for a period of time, like 6 weeks or something. They had another group that sat and just, what did they do? I forget what the second group did. But the other group sat and just visualized themselves doing free throws for the same length of time for those 6 weeks. Now at the end, both of those 2 groups improved the same, so they both improved their accuracy and their percentage, I guess you'd call it. And the thing that was interesting, the group that visioned it, they retained that same percentage much longer than the group that practiced it physically. So I think that's pretty cool. And so that's why mind movies can help to make your vision more powerful. Amp it up with lots and lots of detail. So every time, so the first time you sit down and do your vision exercise, it's probably going to be kind of sparse. It's going to have a few things here and there, just going to have some basics. So when you go back to it again, you'll add more detail. Every day that you spend 15 minutes visioning, the first day you do it, you'll see some things. And the next day you'll see some more and you go, ooh, I never noticed that that car was red. So you'll notice that there'll be more details that your mind brings up for you or that you discover that you'd like to have. Yes?
I went to Carrabba's the other day and I told the waiter, I was like, look, my 5:30 appointment did not show up. I'm running a wedding. So this is my Italian villa and you are my servant. I was like, so I'm going to sit here and you're going to wait on me and we're going to pretend that I'm the richest person in the world and that one day that's what I'm going to be for all this hard work that I do.
I love it, Christy.
So she actually took my phone and she was my secretary. So.
Oh, I love it. See, things can come true, right? They come true sometimes right away. And practice it until it's so real that you can taste it, you can feel it, and you can sense with all your senses what your vision is like. Practice it until it's that real. Because when it's that real, your RAS doesn't know the difference between it and what you're living right at this moment. And so it'll start bringing you different experiences, different thoughts, different actions to carry out because now you're different and you're living in a different world. How we do anything is how we do everything. I think that's been attributed to Jim Rohn. I'm not positive, but think about it. When you came in here, where'd you choose to sit? Who did you talk to this evening? People that you already knew or new people? Those are just things that you can think about and think, okay, how am I doing some of the things in my life and what results does that bring me? And what could you do differently so that you can begin to change your GPS and change that destination in the GPS in your mind? So goals, this is everybody's favorite word, right? Everybody loves goals. That's why I don't title my presentation goals anymore, because nobody shows up. Useful goals are first of all and most importantly aligned with your vision. There's a reason I have you do your vision first and think about your goals second. Because if your goals don't match up with your vision, one, you're not going to be real excited about doing it. And so it's not likely that it's going to happen. So make sure that the goals that you write down and define when someone asks you to do goals, check in with your vision first and make sure that it's lined up. And also goals that are really useful are updated regularly. Because remember how I said you're going to add more detail to that vision? So the more detail you add, the more info you're going to have. So you might change your goals a little bit because you have some different information. And also, your goals are flexible. So, like I said, you're going to find that all of a sudden your internal GPS is going to say go to this networking event. So you have to make sure that your goals and your day and your plan are flexible enough so that you can do that when your mind all of a sudden tells you to do something totally different than what you thought you had planned that day. So again, how we do anything is how we do everything. And one of my favorite phrases is when you do what you've always done, you get what you've always gotten. When you do something different or differently, or when you want something different, then do something different or do something differently. So here's some things you might consider. These are on your handouts too, so I'm not going to focus too much time on it. I really like to work with vision. To me, that's one of the most important things, to work with some of my life coaching clients. And I have some really great success stories that have come from that. And so if that's something that you're looking for, here's some ways that you can take advantage of that. And I also included a list of what I call suggested resources. Most of these are books. A couple of them are websites. The send out cards. I included on your printed information, I included some web links so that you can actually get there and look for some of the things. But these are things that will help you sort of understand what vision, how you can change your beliefs, how you can change some of those things within yourself if you're looking for some other resources that might help you do that. So I want to thank you for your attention this evening, and I hope that you got something useful to walk away with. Thank you very much.